Now, okay, so it says to solve each equation by completing the square. So if it says you have to do it by completing the square, that means factoring or using your graph or whatever. That would be a way to check, but that's not going to get you credit for this. So your first step, I only want a squared plus 4a. The minus 45 is not a perfect square. I can't complete the square with that. So what we do is we add that to both sides to move it out of our way. So now I have a squared plus 4a plus whatever number we come up with by completing the square. And then on the other side, we have 45. Okay, so to complete the square, this is what we want. We only want these terms. That term isn't the number we want, so we move it to the other side. Okay, now we're going to go through our steps to complete the square. So we take the 4, we divide by 2, which gives me 2. Then I take the 2 and square it, which gives me 4. And this is a horrible first example because 2 and 4 is kind of special, but that's okay. So this 4 goes up here, okay? Now, if I add 4 to the left side of the equals, I have to add 4 over here where the 45 is. So down here, I'm going to rewrite everything. So I got 45 plus 4. That makes 49. That's a perfect square. And then over here, I'm going to factor this. So multiplies to make 4 and adds to make 4. So that's going to be 2 and 2. So this is going to be x plus 2 squared. Now, have I solved this? No, but I put it in a form where I could solve. Okay? So if I have something like this, the x plus 2 is trapped inside this group that's being squared. The opposite of a square is a square root. I've been working with 8th grade on that actual idea right now. So to get rid of the square, I'm going to square root this side. I'm going to square root this side, and I'm going to put a plus or minus. So it's been a little while since we learned about the plus or minus, but we're going to do that. That gives me x plus 2 equals plus or minus 7. It's plus or minus because this is a quadratic and it's going to have 2 answers. So to solve for x, I got to get rid of plus 2. So I minus 2, minus 2. So this is going to have 2 answers. I'm going to have positive 7 minus 2, which is 5. I'm going to have negative 7 minus 2, which is negative 9.
Plus or minus 7 minus 2, or do
you have to find 5 and negative 9. Now, when we get into stuff that has radicals and i's, we will leave some of them in that form because that's what it's going to be easiest to work with. But if these are nice, normal numbers, they do want us to find it because this is where that quadratic crosses the x-axis. So you have a cool tool that you can use to check this. So I'm going to go into my y equals on my calculator, and instead of a, I have x, but that's okay. And I'm going to put that original equation in, okay? I'm going to graph it and make sure that's where this crosses the x-axis. So it crosses at 5 and negative 9. So then it's like, well, why the algebra if I can do this? We're going to get some that have i's in them that are not going to show up on the graph because they're in a different plane. We're going to have some of these that cross at like square root of 5, which is an irrational number with a decimal that goes on forever, that doesn't repeat, doesn't terminate. So the algebra is going to help us find all of those special, not easy answers. Okay, we've got a few minutes. I want to do this number, it's a number 10, and then we'll stop for the day. Okay, so there's a lot of steps. First step for this, I only want m squared minus 14m. So how do I get rid of, so I'm going to subtract the 20, and that just moves it to the other side of the equals. And then I'm going to do m squared minus 14m, and I always do plus blank. Because that reminds me, I've got to find the number that's missing to make this a perfect square trinomial. Okay, so I'm going to use this space to the right to complete the square. So I'm going to take negative 14, and what do I do to it first? Divide by 2, I get negative 7, and then I'm going to take that negative 7 and square it. So negative 7 times negative 7 is?
49.
Okay, it's always positive when you square it because same sign's positive, okay? So if you're doing this on a calculator, you do need parentheses. That 49 is what I'm adding here, and it's what I'm adding also to the other side, okay? So now I am going to have negative 20 plus 49 is 29. And then over here, I can factor this. Multiplies to make 49, adds to get negative 14. So it's negative 7 twice.
You can just square root of 49.
And actually, you don't even have to do that. It's going to be this number right here.
Then why are we doing that?
Because you have to add that 49 to the other side. So I need to know what it is squared because I have an equals now. This is an equation. I'm actually adding 7 squared. So I have to add that 49 to the other side. That's why that step is there. So this is going to be m minus 7 squared equals 29. And I don't know why I wrote it all the way over there. Let me actually make that look a little nicer. And it is minus m minus 7. So the reason why is because I need to know what this is on this side. Now, is this a perfect square? No, that's like a prime number. It's not going to be a nice number. But we can still solve for whatever it is. So I'm going to square root both sides. I'm going to put a plus and minus next to that square root of 29. Now I have m minus 7 equals plus or minus the square root of 29. Now the nice thing here, this is an irrational number that goes on forever without repeating and without terminating. So I am not going to type that in and get a decimal. We are literally going to add 7 to both sides, and you're going to have 7 plus or minus the square root of 29 as your answer. Because that is in exact form. I didn't round off that irrational decimal. And it's about time to go, so you guys can pack up.
So,
Hello?
I don't think I'm gonna make the calculator give me
Don't.
Okay,
No.
no problem. Yeah.
Like, don't you look at this and just look like if you saw that even like 2 months ago, you would have just had a heart attack? That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yes, I would have.
Well, some people might be having a heart attack today.
I don't know if I've told you or if you've been told yet. I am going to be gone on Thursday or Friday.
No. Well, and I don't have the video yet, so I'm going to have to record this and put it up.
You at least.
Oh, which reminds me, I'm still recording.